Hi, I'm NXT Superstar Tegan Nox, and you're watching SPORF Wrestling on YouTube.
Now joined us, we're delighted to be joined by NXT Superstar Tegan Nox.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. I'm excited for this.
To start with, heading back to 2017, you obviously signed with WWE and then you got your injury, the performance setting, the first injury. Can you talk us through that that moment when it happened, please?
Yeah, so I was just in training. At the time, me and Dakota were just doing one of the drills, and actually Matt Bloom was taking the class that day because Robbie Brookside, I believe, was in the UK. And we were just running a normal drill, a drill we've done, before we even met each other. We knew this drill coming in. So I've done it so many times, and it just happened when my right foot stayed planted, but my body wanted to go the other way. And I just felt the pops, and I just hit the mat, and Coach Bloom came running over, accidentally pushed this guy out the ring. But he was just there, and you could see he was devastated because the pops were loud in the knee. So like everyone in the class, you had the pops. And him with his mitt hand was like trying to hold my hand, but it was just like, I've admit, just clasping on. But yeah, within I think it was less, maybe that knee was less than a week, and I was in for surgery. I had the MRI the next day, and then we just had to wait until the Friday because the surgeon that WWE used worked Fridays, and he is one of the best. I think he's one of the top 3 for ACL surgeons in the US. They got me in with him, fixed me up, did 10 months of rehab, which sucked. Like it was hard, people bending your knee when it doesn't want to bend, and trying to learn how to squat again and learn how to walk again. But they were so helpful, and like I said, so quick with getting things done, but done correctly. So I can't thank them enough for that. And every so often I'd have people checking in from the WWE offices, which was cool to know that they actually cared about their talent. But yeah, it was a weird time being there for just over a week and then hurting myself and being out of the Mae Young Classic, which sucked. But like I said, they were so helpful and, kept my spirits up, and my friends are great too. It was just sucked being there less than 2 weeks and already hurt. So I thought I'd lost my job straight away.
And you've sort of covered your comeback there and how you had all your friends around you in the rehab and whatnot. So moving into the 2018 Mae Young Classic, obviously you've had a couple of matches. It was Nicole Matthews you beat, and then you were facing Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, it was Tara, Nicole, and then Rhea.
So in that match, obviously, is when you've gone for the suicide dive as it started. I just watched that amazing 4-part documentary on YouTube the other day. That's incredible. Can you talk to us about that moment? I know it's a sort of a sad subject for yourself, but if you can talk us through that moment and how you felt when it's obviously gone for the second time and you've carried on but then had to stop.
Yeah. So like the dive happened and I instantly felt the pops in my knee. So I knew my ACL had gone, and I was on top of Rhea, and I just told her, dude, I've hurt my knee. She's like, the same one? I went, no, the other. She's like, oh God. So I was like, please don't panic, just listen to me. And she did. I think she was more nervous than I was at that point, because when it's weird when something terrible happens where you just get this calm over you. Like that's what happened. I was just calm. I was like, it's gone. There's nothing I can do now that my ACL's gone. But I know people have wrestled without ACLs, and they play American football, they play our football without ACL. So I knew I could keep going. But they sent the doctors in. I told them I was fine, but I knew that it'd gone. But I'm okay. And doctor was like, okay, cool. If you're okay, I'll be here if you need me. I was like, okay, cool. Carried on with the match wherever. And there's a photo of me taking a drop kick just before I called the match myself, where you see my foot is planted, but my knee is pointing the other way. So it dislocated again because there was nothing holding it together, because I'd ended up tearing my ACL, MCL, LCL, both meniscus, one in 2 places, one in 3. I broke part of my tibia, the knee had dislocated twice, and some bone contusions. But like that's when the pain kicked in. It was just, the tears were more so disappointment, knowing that, you know, now I definitely won't be going to Evolution. I won't be wrestling in front of my hero, Molly Holly. You know, I won't be there with my friends in another historic event. You know, it was just so disappointing. And, you know, that recovery was twice hard. I had to have another knee surgery on it because during rehab, the stitches in my meniscus had just popped off because it was just an intense rehab, you know. So they fixed that, cleaned it all up, and it took me just under a year to come back with this one because everything had just destroyed and went boom. But again, it's all down to friends, family, and the medic team. I mean, I think it was 2 days after surgery, I had a phone call off Triple H, and my fear was, oh, this is it, I'm being fired, this is it. Like, why would they want someone with 2 knee injuries at 25? Like, this is the phone call where they're like, okay, you can go back home now. But he literally just rang me to say, just reiterate what he said after the Mae Young where I got hurt, that, you know, they're going to look after me. There's not to panic. They've got the best care, and, you know, they've got plans for me, and that my job is secure. So that made me feel good that he was constantly checking in, and every time I was at TVs, he'd make his way over and out of his own way to see if I was okay. So it was nice and reassuring to know that, again, not only the medic, the friends and family support, but I had the office's support too, which is nice.
I know you've had them 2 knee injuries behind you. You're going up and up, and one of the most popular stars in NXT at the moment. How much was it relief after that first match back in June 2019? And did it help that your first TV feud coming back was an old friend of yours in Kaylee Ray?
It felt good. I mean, I was nervous because now I was in 2 knee braces, and my main concern was, how do I do my stuff that I used to do without hurting people? Because the knee braces, they're a hefty piece of machinery, you know, like they're thick, they're quite heavy. So if I hit someone, then it'll hurt them. So, you know, I had to change a lot of my moveset. I couldn't be the same person I was 3 years ago, doing all the high flying stuff. I was nervous, but, you know, I had good, cool people in the ring with, and I was friends with them. But having my first TV match against Kaylee Ray was probably the best person I could have asked for, because we know each other so well, and, you know, we're such good friends, and we talk all the time. And, you know, it was just comforting. It helped with my confidence, knowing that I was safe, she was safe, we trusted each other. And it was just like a cherry on top, where we've done all over the UK and Europe together, and Japan, to now finally like culminate that in an NXT ring on TV against each other. It was perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better comeback, to be honest.
And now we're going to move into our next feature. It's called Simply the Best. Drake Maverick did it the other day and nearly burst into Tina Turner. So we're going to, it's all around the best. So we've got just over 10 questions. So if you give an answer and then a reason, if that's all right. So first up is best male wrestler in the world right now.
Cesaro, because have you seen him wrestle? I mean, that man is just, the things he can do just blow my mind. Not only technically, but physically, he's just a phenom, really.
Best female wrestler in the world right now.
Candice LeRae. You know, she's helped me a lot. She was one of my good friends before she turned a little bit psychotic. But yeah, she's just incredible for someone who, you know, some of the stuff she's done just still blows my mind to this day.
Best match you've been in?
Probably my street fight with Dakota Kai. That was special for many reasons. I think we broke boundaries with that match and brought the best out of each other.
Best match you've watched as a fan?
Triple H versus Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as the guest ref in Hell in a Cell. That match was the last match to physically get me out of my seat. Like it was good. It was good.
Best stadium / arena you've wrestled in?
It's different. Like my favorite is the CIA in Cardiff because it's the one I used to watch wrestling in. So I'm going to say that one. Motor Point Arena. It's always the CIA.
The best wrestler you've had a match against?
Probably Pete Dunne. He brought things out of me that I didn't know that I had in me and brought a new level of confidence, which is cool.
The best wrestler you've never had a match against?
That's a tough one. There's so many. Oh God, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say, how do I wrestle them? Oh God, this one's hard. I'm trying to think. Probably a young girl from Japan called Azumi. She's pretty sick, and I also her.
The best atmosphere you've experienced?
Best atmosphere, that was probably again the street fight in Portland. The crowd was super hot for that, and they were really into it, which was cool. Like they shouldn't have been into it as much as they were, but they loved every second of it, which made it so much better for us.
The best moment of your career so far?
Probably the Royal Rumble. That was pretty rad. A culmination of everything that my grandfather and I wanted to do for myself, and finally able to do it with Beth Phoenix in the ring, which was ridiculous.
The best gear you've worn?
I kind of like my I think my favorite one is my black and neon Captain Marvel one. People are saying differently, but that one's my favorite. I really like that one.
Your best friend in wrestling?
Oh, I don't really have any anymore. They've all turned on me. Before that would probably be Candice, Dakota, and Kaylee, but everyone's just really mean to me right now.
And finally, the best locker room banter?
Probably a couple of us in NXT used to have a game called For the Watch, where we go up to each other and like no one would know who was it, and we'd like on a Game of Thrones just walk up to each other and punch him in the arm and go for the watch. You'd have to die for 5 seconds at least. But it transferred from being just a locker room game to being like in house show matches and stuff, where you'd see one of us, we'd watch it back where we'd watch matches back with our coach, and you'd see one of us just drop, and our coach is like, Sarah Mars going, "Is that game again?" Like, yeah.
Just picking up on the point you made there about Captain Marvel, I know in documentary you spoke quite in detail about it. So could you just talk about how inspirational that was for you and how you were feeling at the time before watching that film?
So Candice actually made me really, it was one that I was in a hurry to see, I guess. I was going to see her eventually, but I wasn't in a hurry to see it. But she texted me after she watched, and I think I went and watched it the same day, where she was like, "Dude, you need to watch this. This is exactly like us in our careers." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And she said that there was this one scene that made her super emotional. She's like, "Okay, cool, I'll go watch it." And she was right. The scene where she's constantly getting told she can't do this, she can't do that, she shouldn't do this, she shouldn't do that, but constantly getting back up and like doing what she was told that she shouldn't or couldn't do is exactly like Candice and I's career, where people like, "You shouldn't be wrestling men, you can't wrestle men, you can't do this, you can't do that." We're like, "All right, bet, watch us." And we did, and then look at us now, that was such an important scene for me, and it's one of my favorite movie scenes ever. Like, people can like talk bad things about the movie as much as they want, but it was such an important movie to me, and I've seen it to the point now where I can pretty much quote it line for line. But it was also the actress Brie Larson that really made the movie what it is for me. I mean, she's such an advocate for LGBTQ and, you know, all these sexual assault people, and, you know, it's something that I want to use my platform for, like she's done. Obviously mine is on a such smaller level in comparison to hers, but she's such a big icon for me that I just want to kind of do what she's doing in my little platform and help as many people as I can. Plus, I really want to be in Captain Marvel too. So if we can make that happen, let's do it.
I mean, we'll try and get her in there. Perfect. Thank you very much for that.